Wednesday's White House drama is escalating into a full-blown feud between President Trump and Nancy Pelosi. Just the last hour, the House Speaker said impeachment is off the table for now, then giving her latest interpretation of what we all saw from the president.
I truly believe that the president has a bag of tricks, and the White House has a bag of tricks that they save for certain occasions. Now, this time, another temper tantrum. Again, I pray for the President of the United States. I wish that his family or his administration or his staff would have an intervention for the good of the country.
President Trump's strategy becoming clear. He is repeatedly slamming Democrats as a do-nothing party, portraying himself as the victim of the Mueller investigation. Joining me now, NBC's Kelly O'Donnell on Capitol Hill, NBC White House correspondent Peter Alexander, Steve Israel, former chair of the Democratic Congressional Campaign Committee, Michael Steele, former press secretary to House Speaker John Boehner. Welcome all. Well, first to you, Peter Alexander, the president is doubling down, if you will, or his staff is, and certainly he is on Twitter, against Congress.
Yeah, Andrea, you're exactly right. You said it. He calls them the do-nothing party. He ignores the fact that obviously House Democrats, they don't control the Senate, so it won't go anywhere. But obviously they've made a lot of advances as it relates to guns, campaign, finance reform, and some other issues. But on these key issues, he's trying to win the messaging battle now, basically saying, I'm the one who's fighting on behalf of the American people. Sarah Sanders came out here and tried to reinforce that point a short while ago this morning, saying it is a, quote, complete lie that Democrats can do two things at once. She's insisting that all they can do is investigate the president right now. What struck me is obviously we heard the president say, you know, if you're going to keep investigating, there aren't going to be any deals. But today, the president's counselor, Kellyanne Conway, appeared to walk that back entirely. She said to us that the White House is willing to work on immigration, on infrastructure, on all of these topics. There's certainly a lot of confusion right now about exactly whether that's possible. But the White House, Sarah Sanders said they will work administratively, try to go it alone on things like health care, the border. But certainly there are some of those must-do items, the critical issues like the debt limit, obviously, government spending. Will the president allow the government to shut down? Will he allow the United States to default on its debts? They said on those issues, they are certainly moving forward. They said that there are staff-level conversations continuing right now. Andrea?
And Peter, you and Kelly O'Donnell were talking yesterday, reporting yesterday on this confrontation, if you will, between Kellyanne Conway and the Speaker. I wanted to ask Kelly about this because she was just at a news conference with the Speaker. Let's play a little bit of what Conway said today.
And she did what she does all the time, which is said, I talk to the president, not to staff, because after all, she thinks we're all staff. I believe she's the sixth or so richest member of Congress and behaves that way. She treats me as she might treat her maid or her pilots or her makeup artist or her wardrobe consultants.
I'm not going to talk about her. I responded as the Speaker of the House to the President of the United States. Other conversations people want to have among themselves is up to them.
Kelly O'Donnell, you were in the room. Tell me about this, the whole response from Pelosi to Kellyanne Conway.
Well, there had been a little pushback yesterday among some allies of the Speaker when this story first came out, suggesting that it wasn't so abrupt. I think the Speaker made it very plain that, and knowing her and covering her for years, she's very in tune with the fact she is a historical figure as Speaker. She's also a constitutional officer in line of succession, and she represents this co-equal branch of government, the first branch, as she likes to point out, and did so today. And she wants to be dealing with directly the president. And Kellyanne Conway apparently had tried to engage with the House Speaker after the president left the room abruptly yesterday, heading to his news event in the Rose Garden. So it was pretty clear smackdown from the Speaker of the House about that issue and asserting her standing. Now, Kellyanne Conway's version of it is also quite cutting of the Speaker. The Speaker today was just more direct about her own place in these negotiations as the Speaker with the president. I was also struck by the back and forth I had with the Speaker today. I had asked her if she would adjust her rhetoric or her posture at all, knowing the lay of the land as she described it to us, that she recognizes the president is doing things that she referred to as stunts, talked about the fact that the use of words that she had yesterday, the cover-up was a factor, although she didn't believe that was the real reason. I asked if she thought maybe tactically, for purely the pragmatism of getting things done, she might adjust. She pushed me back hard on that and said that she's going to pursue legislatively the things that she needs to do and will not kowtow, if you will. That was not her word, but I'm using that in a moment here, to the president. She also then reiterated something, and I followed up about her prayer, because I had the sense overwhelmingly, and we talked about it yesterday, that in her prayer, it was not the kind of prayer where you often hear people speak of praying for the president for the good of the country. This had a tone of concern in it, and today she went further and suggested intervention, somehow that the president is not fully in control of his faculty. She further went on and said, asking who's in charge, we make an agreement with you, and then it changes. So there was so much in her news conference today to tell us about where she thinks things are. And notably, she says they are not on an impeachment path, in part because she believes it's divisive, and also because she believes the president wants it. Andrea?
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.